Welcome to our Christmas episode, everyone.
Jingle bells, jingle bells. No one wants to hear my jingle bells.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm glad we went with your song choice for the intro.
Oh yeah,
the one that I sent you.
Oh
was
yes.
So
yeah,
so funny.
It's so
I
funny. Yeah,
have to find a way to share with everyone because I just think it's the funniest thing I've
the
ever heard in my life.
Yeah. So Steph and I went on a bit of a mission to find the perfect Christmas intro song.
Yeah.
And Steph came across this.
Don't even know how to.
I don't know.
Put it in words.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
It's almost like a trap. A trap.
Yeah, it's like really
but super cheesy.
Horrible Christmas trap.
Yeah, Christmas trap.
I've never heard anything like it in my entire life.
No, it was that can be our next Christmas episode. So welcome to our Christmas episode. This is a bit different to usual. For those of you on Patreon, you can see our faces.
Yeah, this is a video. Yeah,
it's a video. We're looking very adorable right now, and it's a drunk as fuck episode. Woo!
Yeah, we had a fair few drinks before we started recording this one.
Yes.
It's pretty late at night.
Yes.
It's a pretty late Monday night.
It's a Monday night and we've had a few drinks. So we're feeling fantastic. I've got my, I won't show my fingernails because they're a bit gross, but I've got my Santa cup.
Yeah, that's really cute.
I'm drinking Baileys, of course.
That's very Christmassy. I'm just drinking Melbourne Bitter. And I've just got a Christmas tree decoration on it.
It's
because
adorable.
I don't have a Christmas mug, so...
Yep, that's okay. That's fine. I think this suffices. It feels a little bit weird, honestly, recording while being slightly intoxicated.
Naughty.
I feel naughty as well.
I feel a bit naughty.
Yes. Yeah. Just to let everyone know, whenever we record, I do always have a wine. I have one wine. Whenever we record, I'm honestly surrounded in glasses because I'll have...
Yeah, you always have every type of drink.
Every drink.
You.
I'll have juice, water, chai or like a tea, and then a wine. But it's only ever just one wine. But I've had a few wines now, and I'm drinking a very large Baileys. So
that's mad. I got to get some more alcohol content in my house. Yeah, I've just got beer and limoncello.
Oh, fucking hell. Steph.
Which I'm not going to drink because I'll probably have a little vom.
That would be fantastic content if you did have a vom.
Oh, God.
I was at my mum and dad's house yesterday putting up their tree, and my mum was like, I made limoncello. You should try it.
She made it?
She made it herself. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
She made limoncello. And I was like, this is going to be fantastic limoncello. It's homemade. My mum listens to our episodes. I'm so sorry to out you like this. But I sipped it and I was like, it's like, toilet freshener, like toilet, that lemon scented, like toilet juice
Toxic.
stuff.
Okay.
Yes, and it had like a very distinct, like refreshener kind of odor taste to it.
What was that though that she put in there? I mean, it does kind of have that. Actually, no. I don't know. I only had limoncello for the very first time, like a few weeks ago, and it hit like so different. Like I was like, ooh, that's good. Like
it's deep. It hits deep.
Yeah, gets right in your chest. Yeah, I really liked it, but you don't get drunk off that shit.
No, and I mean, regular store-bought limoncello is pretty tasty. You know, you can drink it and it's delicious. And this, I think, maybe Mum put too many lemons into it and too much vodka, and it was just I'm having a little reaction thinking about it.
Oh, God, don't. Okay, we've got to move on.
We'll move on.
I'm so excited to tell my story today. It's so funny.
I am very excited to hear your story because it's not that I have a feeling that I know what it is, but I have had a wild guess that I'm predicting I may get a guess right.
Okay. Yeah.
Because there's like limited,
there's limited
Christmas characters.
Yeah.
So, but there's one that stood out to me that I was thinking, I have a feeling Steph is going to do this. Yeah.
Okay.
So but if you don't do it, I'm not going to be disappointed either.
Don't be upset with me, please. Okay.
We're done. This podcast is over.
This is where it ends.
Yeah, this is where our friendship ends.
That's it. Well, we've got a couple of things that we're going to run through as well, because I do actually have something scary that happened to me the other day.
Are you serious? Me too.
I'm fucking serious.
I've got something that I want to tell you, but it's a different kind of scary.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do our housekeeping before we get into that.
Housekeeping's on. All right.
Jordi, you know what to say first.
Oh, me? I'm going first?
Yeah, you got to talk about...
Oh, shit. I do have to go first. Oh, okay, everyone. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that you probably think I'm the biggest dickhead ever. So our last episode was a fantastic episode. And Steph and I take it in turns to edit our recordings. And it was my turn to edit. And I was editing the episode. And there's a town that features heavily in my story called Mackay. But in the recording, I repeatedly, over and over, called it McKay.
I didn't even know. I've never even heard of it. So.
I know that it's Mackay. Because it's spelled Mackay. So in my head, I was like, Mackay. I know where Mackay is. Like, my brother lives in Townsville, so
I bet there's some super triggered people listening going, what is she doing?
Oh, they hate us now. Yeah, they're signed off. So I apologise. That's our first little amendment that we've ever had to do.
That's not too bad.
Not too bad. Pretty decent.
Not too bad.
Yep.
And we have a second patron. Andrew signed up today. Mm-hmm. Absolute legend. Andrew's actually been following us for a while.
Yeah,
like
since
pretty much since we started. Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I remember on Instagram, like, we've been following each other for ages. So really, really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to have you on board. So cheers for that. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate that so much. It makes such a huge difference to us being able to start funding editing to our episodes. We pay for a lot of stuff doing this podcast. We pay for our domain, our website domain name. We pay for monthly fees on services that you have to use as a podcast. There's no option.
Yeah.
So all the funding that we get through Patreon goes towards this kind of shit. Yeah. So thank you. We appreciate it so much. And so that's very exciting. And we also just really quickly want to thank someone for... Actually, Steph, how about you? Because this is, I feel like, a bit close to your heart.
Oh, yeah, very, very close to me. Bronte, this would be so weird for you to listen to this, but thank you very much for your
review.
In-depth review.
Bronte, we love your review. Thank you.
We absolutely love your review. Just, thanks for putting in the time and the detail. And Bronte mentioned in the review, this is a Facebook review, that the child laughing at the end of the episode is just super traumatic.
Yes.
And that that they might not even listen to it anymore, and like every time it starts, I gotta run and turn it off, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So Bronte's told me this a few times, going, when are you gonna, change the outro? Probably not.
We're not going to, Bronte.
We're not going to. I'm so sorry. This is our goal, to scare the shit out of you.
Yeah. Like,
so
to make you want to jump over your children and potentially knock them out of the way to turn off the sounds.
You know what? Just be thankful it's not the intro.
Yeah, exactly. You have to listen to the You have to. So thank you, Bronte. We really appreciate it. And if anyone else wants to leave us a review, I mean, do it, please.
Good or bad, let us know.
Tell us what you think of us. Whether you think we're very annoying drunks now that you have heard of us.
Lay it on
heard us
me.
while we're drunk and
lay it on me.
What have you? Okay, Steph, tell me what happened to you.
Oh my god. Okay, so I fucking nearly forgot what I was going to tell you.
Oh no.
It was 2 days ago, and I was having a shower. So my house that I'm in is pretty old.
Yeah.
Actually, it's very old. And the bathroom, it just gets really steamy all the time. There's no, like, proper ventilation. There's just, like, two little windows that are cracked open a little bit. So every time I have a shower, it just steams up completely. The bottom half of the bathroom wall is tiled, and then the top half is just painted concrete, like painted brick.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And I got out of the shower. This was maybe like 5:30 in the afternoon, and I got out of the shower, and I literally just took one step out of the shower, looked to the right where my towel was off the rack, and I looked up on the concrete wall where all the walls were dripping, and there was 2 handprints like this.
Oh my God.
Complete right next to each other, like completely pressed on the wall that were no water was running on it. And I was like,
what the fuck?
What? That's weird. And the weird thing was, I was like, they were small hands. They're like my size. And I was like, that's probably Dylan. And then I kind of like stared at it for ages, and I was like, Dylan, can you come here? And he's like, what? And I'm like, did you put your hands on the wall? And he's like, no. And I'm like, can you see that? And he's like, oh,
weird.
Yeah, I can. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he goes, well, did you just lean on it? And I'm like, no, I literally just got out of the shower. I don't even think I've ever touched the wall, because it's like, it's really old as well. Like, no, it wasn't like cleaned properly. So it was kind of like, greasy. But anyway, I have taken photos of it. Because
yes, exciting.
I was like, give me my phone. I've got to take photos. So I will upload them, because it is
I want to see that.
It's really creepy. And
I mean,
we haven't had a shower since to see if they're going to be there again.
Oh, good idea. Yeah, controlled experiments, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, is it a one-off thing? Because if it's a one-off thing, I'm going to freak the fuck out.
Exactly. If it's still there.
If it's still there, it's still kind of weird, because like, it's at my head height, and I feel like we've been here for months. Like, we would have seen that. I don't know. It's very strange. But they're like right next to each other like this.
And like small hands as well. So I
mean, small hands. Yeah, I put my hands on it, and it was my hand size. And Dylan was like, "It was you," and I'm like, "It wasn't. Why would I do that on the wall? Like, it doesn't make sense."
And you have to have some pretty greasy ass hands to make a spot on the wall where the water doesn't like run.
It's
like
so gross.
oily hands. Who has oily hands like super oily hands like that?
It's so gross.
And you've had your other experience with like towing the thing that was next to your bed. Steph, had someone standing. We don't know what it was, but someone standing next to her bed, and there was no one else in the house.
I was just like jabbing them in the thigh with my toe, just doing these ones.
Weird. Maybe your house is haunted.
I know, like, it doesn't feel negative or anything like that, but there's just like little weird things that happen every now and again.
Yeah, it's strange. It's definitely strange. And I mean, just because it is you and Dylan living in the house.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's pretty creepy. Like, he went away for the night. The other night to go help his sister, and it was the first night I've been in the house alone.
Oh.
And I was panicking.
Yeah.
a little bit. I was pretty scared. I just turned like all the lights on, and I was like, oh, why am I so scared? Like, I should be fine. But
I mean, you've had bad experiences in homes before, so it's kind of natural that you get nervous if you're by yourself. Yeah, I get that like that in my house as well. Like, all the time. Even in any house, if I'm by myself, I get quite scared. You know, I used to, when I was younger, I used to babysit kids for a family who they bought an old church, and they converted the church into like this beautiful house. And I would babysit these kids while the parents went out to just do parent stuff, you know, late into the night. And I would get so scared because it was
the church is creepy.
It was an old church. It was on this bushy block, and I think they had a bit of money. And their house, it was quite big. And they obviously had renovated the church to, look different. But they had these huge glass doors, and you would look out the glass doors and you couldn't see anything because the property was just surrounded in bush. Yeah. And so you constantly had this feeling of being watched from all angles. You felt like you couldn't really hide. Yeah. It was quite creepy.
That is creepy.
Yeah. Very, very creepy. So I had something happen to me. Definitely not paranormal, but maybe one of the most awful experiences I've ever had in my life. I just thought you might appreciate this story. It's actually fucking hilarious.
Oh, so, is it? Are you sure?
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's not hilarious for me. It'll be hilarious for you. So I was at home during the day looking after Panda, my daughter, like I always do. And we had just gotten home from being out like all day. So we were at home and I was like, I'm just going to get you undressed and let you like run around naked. It'll be fine. Just because she was like hot and kind of like, you know, let her bits all air out because she gets like rashes quite easily and all that kind of stuff. So got her undressed. She was fully butt naked. Not 20 seconds after she stood up, she ran out onto my back deck and took the biggest shit I've ever seen in my life. It was 2 massive shits, actually. It was huge. They were
20 seconds.
20 seconds. We were out all day. She had a nappy on all fucking day. She had clothes on all day. Why did she not do this beforehand?
Oh my God.
She stood up. She ran away. Took 2 massive turds on my floorboards. And then it was like stuck down her leg as well. I was like, fucking hell. Okay, so I just like picked her up while trying not to like touch her, like have like, her bottom half touch me. And she thought it was hilarious. She was like, what? And I like cleaned her up and everything, and it was like all over her, but got it clean. God. Anyway, cleaned up the mess off the back deck. Anyway, so for like 20 minutes, I was like, well, no, actually longer than 20 minutes, for maybe like an hour, I was walking around my kitchen, just like cleaning up, getting food ready. And we always have food on our kitchen floor because when I give Panda food, the first thing she does is she tips her bowl upside down.
Nice.
And her food goes onto the ground. So I presumed it was like some kid squishy food.
Yeah.
That I...
Okay. No, don't. You don't even have to say it. How did it get in the fucking house? How did it get in the house? What do you mean? What?
Tracked it in. She'd stepped in it. Brought it inside. But I didn't look at the... I'm crying. I didn't look at the bottom of my foot because I just thought it was food. So I was I can't finish.
That's so disgusting.
I was walking around the whole house with it stuck to my foot.
It's what the carpet's like.
Yes. It was like all through my carpet. Oh my God. I spent like so 2 hours cleaning my carpet.
Yeah.
That was...
You have to move house. That's so bad.
God, it was everywhere. Oh my God. It was like...
That's so bad.
I was walking around for so long.
That's so funny.
My foot, and I just
so what, did you realise? You're like, something smells really fucking weird.
I was like, what the fuck is that smell? I looked at the bottom of my foot.
Oh, I don't even know. Oh.
Oh my God.
That's so bad. Oh my God.
I wanted to cry. I had like trekked it all through the house. Oh my God. This kid did like 2 grown man shits.
Grown man shits.
It was huge.
So bad. Oh my God.
It was massive. Oh my God. Don't have kids, everyone.
It's
traumatizing.
Really impressive, first of all.
Thanks. I'll tell Panda that you think so.
Let her know. Yeah, there's some weird... I actually had a very... Not shit related, but like a very traumatic house experience that happened and that is completely unexplained to us still. So this is like probably a year and a half ago when me and Dylan we were living in just like a little unit together.
Oh yeah.
It was very small. We had the cats at that point, and yeah, I've worked from home for like over 2 years now, and I'm very like house conscious. So I clean quite a bit.
Right.
So the house is clean. We're not really that lazy unless, we're hungover.
Yeah.
Because I got time to do it. And it must have been around 5:30 in the morning. And Dylan wakes me up. So usually he gets up at like 5:15 to go to work. And at 5:30 in the morning, he swings the bedroom door open. All the lights are on in the house. And he's staring at me and he goes, "Get up. Oh. Get up now.
Oh,
Get
did
up
you
now."
just freak out thinking something was wrong?
I don't even know what I thought because I was so asleep. Like, usually he's like, "Bye, see you."
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Get up.
Get up now."
Get the fuck up. And I'm like, and I stood up and he goes, "Quick, don't step outside the bedroom door." And I was like, "What?" And I looked down and I am not even exaggerating. The floor was covered in maggots. From the bedroom door throughout the whole hallway,
what the fuck?
The whole lounge room, the whole
Are you
kitchen,
serious?
the whole hallway again to the front door.
Where did they come from?
No fucking idea. I never, like, I don't even understand. I was like, I have no idea how this fucking happened.
And so many of
asleep
them
in the back of the house, so they didn't happen to see this yet because I don't know what would have happened.
Yeah.
But he was like, I don't know what to do. Like, there were like over 1 million. Like, I should have taken photos of it. So we were lifting up the carpets. They were all under the carpet. They were all under the lounge.
Where would they have come from?
We had like we have heaps of sneakers. They were all in all of our shoes along the hallway.
Oh God! Imagine
the worst thing I've ever experienced. And we both had to call our bosses and be like, we can't work today. We're kind of dealing with like a pest
maggot problem. Yeah.
Dylan's like, I didn't tell my boss it was a maggot situation. I just said it was a pest situation. I was like, yeah, I'll say the same. And then I was like, I'm sorry, there's maggots everywhere. And he's like, what? I was like, I don't know. I'm panicked. So I just
that is so wild.
I know. And we literally spent like 5-6 hours vacuuming everything. We tried to look for where they came from. Like, the bin was emptied the day before, so there's nothing in the bin. They weren't even in the bin. The cat food, we only had dry food and there was nothing in the dry food. Like, we couldn't find a reason for it. It was the most random thing, and it like fucked us up for so long.
Oh my God, yeah, that's traumatizing.
Because we were like, every time we saw like a piece of rice on the ground, we were like,
oh, you thought it was a maggot. Yeah.
It's like the smallest piece of rice. Or
just picture what that would, like, when you two were asleep in bed, what that would have looked like in your house happening.
Exactly, I know. And it literally got to the bedroom door. So if we slept for another hour, it would have come in the bedroom. And at that point, we didn't have a bed base. So our mattress was on the fucking floor. And if I woke up with maggots on me, I would have actually killed myself.
That's fucking horrible.
I don't even know how to deal with a situation like that.
If there's any pest control people out there that has seen this before, can you let us know what happened?
Because I've told so many people this and they're like, that doesn't just happen. And I'm like, I know. Like, so I don't know if anyone's ever had something like that happen, please let me know, because there's no like dead animals. It was a really small unit. It was fucking weird.
That's crazy. That's the thing is like, it was a unit as well, like a small unit.
Our windows weren't open either, so like nothing could have flown in to like, just drop like a rotting thing in there.
But that many maggots, like
to cover a 2-bedroom unit. Yeah.
Were they, was it just like a layer of like over the floor, or like were they spaced out? Yeah, so literally
like if you put, you know, I don't know how, like if you put your hand down on the ground, there would be at least 20 in that span of like your hand on the ground. That's
terrible.
Everywhere. And the hardest thing was like I had like those seagrass woven rugs.
Oh.
I just chucked everything out. I literally just threw everything out. There was no way. All the shoes, we were just banging the shoes out and like had the vacuum going at like 6 a.m. and I was like, I don't give a fuck if the neighbors like knock on the door.
That's hectic. Yeah, you know, I have an uncle who owns his own like pest control company. He's been doing this job for years. I'll ask him to see.
Please ask him.
Wouldn't it be wild if I asked him and he was like, I've never seen that before?
Oh, God. I feel like it's like some weird, you know, one of those weird like poltergeist or like demonic things that happen. You know, I was like, I just smell this like rotting smell in the home.
Yep. Or like all the flies. There was like hundreds of flies in the house.
Weird stains appear in the, on the roof and stuff.
Oh, that's terrible. I've never heard anything like that before. I've never heard of someone experiencing that.
It's so gross.
We have like this horrible smell under our house at the moment. It
the one you're in now?
Yeah, the one that we're in now. And the smell has been happening every day for like weeks. And I've had these like terrible but it's like, what smell? And we can smell it in the house sometimes. Like if it rains a lot, which it has been raining a lot lately, it's so strong. And I've had these thoughts in my head where I'm like, what if someone is dead under there? It's probably just like a dead possum or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it smells pretty pungent.
That's gross.
Yeah, it's very gross. But even with like even with the, you know, potentially something dead under there's no like maggots coming up into our house or anything, you know. So
that's I mean, look, if there's no maggots, it's a good sign.
That's crazy though. I've never heard a maggot story like that before.
Yeah, it's one that I will never forget.
I bet. I bet.
I'd prefer spiders. I would prefer hundreds of spiders.
I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would. Yeah,
maggots are too small and I don't like things
like that. They're wiggly. They're wiggly and like squirmy.
Yeah, they're just too small to like to do anything about. Like, I know I don't really like spiders too much either, but I feel like I could just like I could just sweep the spiders out, or
and they would just run away.
They move very fast. I don't know.
And the maggots kind of like roll around as you're like,
they're horrible. If you touch them too hard, then they go and they just squish into the carpet, and you're like, oh my god, now I'm squish maggot in my carpet.
Oh my god, I would have like hit up my landlord and been like, get someone in here now to fucking.
It was literally the cheapest unit we were living in. Like It was just, it was really fucking cheap. It was a real piece of shit. So there's no way they were going to do anything like that.
Shit.
Yeah. We moved in. We found we had to clean it before we moved in. And we found a little capsule of hash.
Oh, really?
In the kitchen cabinet when we were cleaning it. And we were like, what is this?
Oh, hash.
And Dylan opened it. He's like, that's hash. And I'm like,
what a nice surprise, I guess. There you go.
It was just I was squished in the floor though, in the cabinet.
It's not often that you find hash.
Yeah. I think one of the rooms smelled like it would have been a grow room at some point. It had this very pungent weird smell that we kind of had to air the room out. And we're like, I think that's what was going on here before.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Good times. Should I go to my story?
Yeah, let's do it. Should we? Oh, actually, before you do, you know what I'm just going to quickly do something.
Okay.
I bought a Christmas beer.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I'll open my new beer.
I have no idea. I've never had this before. I went to the bottle shop and I was like, do you have something festive? I usually drink Reshes, just Reshes.
Yeah.
And that's it. I'll try craft beers every now and then, but usually it's just tinnies of Reshes, you know. I was like, do you have anything festive? And he was like, just a second, I'll go out the back. And he disappeared for a second and he brought this out. And I looked at the label to see what kind of beer it is. And the label just says Christmas beer.
Oh, so you don't even know if it's like a lager or...
No idea what kind of beer it is.
I'll crack into it.
I'm
excited.
Treat everyone to some tinny
Oh, God, if it's like a
ASMR.
stout, that would be horrible. I mean...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Ooh, yeah. Cracking a cold one on Christmas.
Yeah. I hope that made everyone thirsty. All right. Cheers.
Like cheers. Oh, yeah.
Ching,
I'll drink mine too.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah?
It tastes like blueberries.
Oh, what the fuck?
Maybe that's what makes it a Christmas beer, is that it's berries. The colour almost looks like Passiona.
Oh, yum.
It's pretty tasty. That's really nice. I like that. It's a big can as well. Fuck yeah.
What's the brand? I don't
It's
even know.
Julio. Juleol. I've never heard of it before. But it almost tastes like beer mixed with Passiona. And it looks like Passiona.
So good.
Fuck yeah. It was pretty cheap as well. It was like $6 for...
Oh, that's massive.
Yeah, a huge... Or
that would
$7.
get me drunk.
Oh, yeah.
Whole thing. I'm such a lightweight now.
I wish I was. I wish I was a lightweight.
I mean, I've always been a lightweight, but I'm now super lightweight.
That's good though. It means that you're not drinking too much.
Yeah, and I'm not spending as much money.
Alcohol, exactly.
I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky.
Win-win. All right, hit us with your story.
Yeah, so my story. I can imagine, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and a lot of people do Krampus stories, and as much as Krampus is very interesting, we thought we'd do something a bit different. So there's so many crazy Christmas characters. I've never looked into it. This is amazing. So I'm going to be talking about an Icelandic Christmas folklore called the Yule Lads.
Oh, yeah.
And so the Yule Lads, but they're also known as the Yuletide Lads, Yule Men, or Christmas Boys. Which make me laugh so
the Xmas Boys.
The old Christmas Boys. And yeah, I'm going to be talking about their super dysfunctional family that goes, it's all this nice little package.
Yes. I think there's one character of the family that I'm expecting to be what your story
you're
is
right.
about. Yeah, nice.
So, these Yule men, they're the sons of Grila and, okay, now bear with me, I will be pronouncing some incredible Icelandic words.
My God.
I was doing the pronunciation videos and I've written them in brackets to make sure I spell them all out, and it's going to be impressive. So
you'll do great, honey.
Thank you. Grila and Lepaludi. So these two, they've been around since the 13th century. Grila is described in Norse mythology as an enormous giant troll with a repulsive appearance. She walks around the streets begging people for their badly behaved children.
Oh.
Yeah, she's psycho.
Give me your children.
But if you give her food, or you just go, get away, shoot. She's like, okay. And then she just disappears.
It sounds like me on a bad day.
He was like, here's some food, and she's like, okay.
Go away.
But yeah, she just pretty much begs for badly behaved children. She was originally living in this small cottage in this town, but she actually ended up getting banished, and now she lives in a faraway cave up in the mountains. And during Christmas time, she makes her way down from the mountain into the small villages and looks for children. Once she's gathered all the children that she needs, she puts them into her large sack and heads back up to her cave, and she puts them into a stew and eats them.
Cannibalism does seem to be a running theme in old Christmas stories.
Yeah. So misbehaved children are definitely her favourite meal, but she also eats well-behaved children sometimes, and men as well. So,
I mean, all right.
So just be on the lookout. Mm-hmm. And there have been many strange descriptions of Grila in old poems. One depicts her of having 15 tails and each tail had a balloon attached, and inside that balloon had 20 children.
Oh, that's how she transported her children, was in the balloons. Okay.
I mean, it sounds absolutely logical that's how you'd carry them.
For sure.
And another description, she has 300 heads with 3 eyes on each. And then for the last one, she has disgusting nails on each finger, eyes at the back of her head, has horns like a goat, ears that dangle down to her shoulders.
Oh, no.
She has a beard and teeth that look like charcoal.
Wow, she's...
You know what? When I was reading this, I was like, I feel like I'm in Bunyip territory.
With all the different features, I mean, with that many heads, I wonder if they're tiny. She's just got like a whole bunch of tiny heads, or she's huge and just has like a wad of massive, like Medusa. Yes, exactly.
Oh wait, that's like a snake.
Same.
What am I talking about? Yeah. Same thing. And some also little personal facts about Grila. She's been married 3 times. Her current husband, her third husband, is Lepaludi. So he's a giant as well. And he's just a lazy ass. Literally does nothing. He just sits in the cave and doesn't do shit. He doesn't leave. He barely leaves the cave. She brings up the kids, cooks a stew, and he eats them too. But he doesn't do anything.
He doesn't contribute.
So it's not really much on him. But together, they have 20 children, and also they have 13 sons, which are the Yule lads.
Right.
So they have also got many children from different spouses as well.
Wow, these guys
really funny.
Get around a little bit, don't they? They've got a bunch of kids, and then they've got other kids to other people. She's been married a bunch of times. She's a player.
Like, I mean, it was so complicated, his history. Like, he has children with this woman that he wasn't married to, and then she died, and then he dated like someone else's daughter, and like so weird. It was just weird. I was like, I might have to just leave this out.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Very active dating life.
Yeah. And so obviously the Yule Boys, they got some pretty shitty parents. So as you can imagine, they're not the most pleasant group. They all live up in the mountains together in a faraway cave. And we also can't forget their pet, Yule Cat, which is
This is the one.
Yeah.
I thought for sure Steph is doing Yule Cat.
I started off on Yule Cat, and then I thought I'm going to extend it a bit further. So Yule Cat. Fascinating. Yule Cat, or also known as Yule Akturin. Yule Akturin. I think that's how you say it. So it's a black cat that's monstrously huge and only lurks about on Christmas Eve. It peers into the home of sleeping children, waiting to see if they get new clothes as a gift on Christmas Day. If the children are seen on Christmas Day wearing torn or old clothing, they may just get eaten by the Yule Cat.
Oh my God, it doesn't take much to be eaten.
So... yeah, like if you're poor, like,
too bad,
you will die. How insane is that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So the threat of being eaten by the Yule Cat was also used by farmers who told their workers to bring in the autumn wool before Christmas, and they would receive a nice pair of clothes by their boss. But if they didn't work hard enough and get that wool in on time, the Yule Cat would come and get them because they wouldn't have any nice clothes. So it wasn't strictly just children, it was adults as well.
Right.
And people are unsure where the cat originated from, but the earliest poem known was from Johannes Ur Kotlem in the early 1900s. Also in Scandinavian lore, witches and wizards are also known to conjure up troll cats using all sorts of gross ingredients like dead men's nails and bones. And apparently shamans can morph into a cat.
Oh, that's almost skinwalker territory.
Yeah.
Where it's like morphing into animals and it's a shaman and Cool.
Yeah, so they can become a giant cat, which is really weird.
Fun.
So, the family in this cave, pretty much just the worst of the worst. But I think that the Yule lads would be the most... Oh, my God, there's a fucking fly in front of me. Sorry. It was like a tiny little, gnat, because he's a houseplant.
Oh, no, the maggots are coming back. It's come to...
No, the maggots. No, it's a little fly. Oh, my God, don't. I'm going to choke on it halfway through my story.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Have you ever swallowed a fly before?
Yeah, I've snorted one by accident.
Me too.
I literally, right up my nose. Oh,
fun. We're so glamorous.
Oh, yeah. So, so Yule lads, most annoying of them all. Absolutely. Apparently, 13 days before Christmas, you will be visited by one of the Yule lads every day up until Christmas. So they are all known to be very mischievous and all have a name related to the type of character or prank that they do. So it kind of reminds me of the Seven Dwarfs. It's quite similar to that.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's been what inspired what.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. And in Iceland, so they don't have Father Christmas at all. They have a large selection of characters, and the Yule lads would be mostly represented as Santa to them.
Right.
So most likely them. And so leading up to Christmas, children would need to place a shoe on their windowsill and hope that the Yule lads would leave a candy or nice little treat in there. However, if they've been naughty, they will stick around and play pranks on them and leave rotting potatoes in their shoes instead.
You just did something amazing.
What?
You just brought back a memory that I have not thought about for, how old am I? 31. When I was in preschool. So I've not thought about this since it happened. In preschool, we used to leave a shoe out and we would come back after a sleep or the next day or something, and there would be treats, lollies in our shoe.
That's so cute. So they must have been doing that tradition.
It must have. I forgot about this. I totally forgot. Haven't even thought about it until you just mentioned that. That's so funny. I think the owners of the preschool were I think they were European. It was... That
sounds... that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
I love this little tradition. I think it's really cute.
Yeah. Such a cute little tradition, you know?
Yeah. So, so they've got that tradition leaving the shoe and hopefully getting a nice little gift. But they also do stick around and they will play pranks on you. So they'll break into the house and steal things as well. Right. So to give you an idea on what they look like as well. So think of the Seven Dwarves / Santa with a touch of a troll as well. They are seen wearing late medieval Icelandic clothing, and also they've been seen wearing traditional clothing worn by Santa as well. Yeah. So, all right, so it's the 12th of December. You're in bed and you're waiting for the first Yule lad to arrive. The first one up is Steki Jarstu, which translates to sheep coat clod. So this
of course, a typical name.
So this lad is known to harass sheep, and he has a stiff peg leg, so he can't walk around properly.
Okay.
Which means it's really creepy if you can hear him
coming from
around. A distance, coming up to your window. And he can come into your house as well, and he will actually raid your kitchen for milk, as he can't bend down to get the milk out of the sheep due to his peg legs.
Oh my God.
So he will go into your house to get it.
That's so funny.
How weird is that?
That's so weird.
Yeah. So here's the first one that comes. Then on the 13th of December, we have Gilyager. And that translates to Gully Hawk.
Okay.
And he hides in the gullies and ravines, waiting for the right time to run into the cowshed and slurp all the foam off the milk bucket.
These guys love milk.
Yeah. It sounds familiar to the first. However, Gilliager prefers milk from a cow, not a sheep. So just got to make that clear.
And he's a foamy boy as well.
He likes the froth. He likes the cappuccino.
The froth, yeah.
Yeah, he wants the cappuccino. That's and then oh, Jesus Christ. All right. The 14th of December, you will come across Stuver, who's also known as Stubby.
Oh, no.
He's the shortest of the Yule lads, absolutely. He sure is. And he sneaks into the kitchens and he will steal your unwashed pans so he can eat the little bits of crust left on them.
What the fuck? What is with these children? They're horrible.
I know.
Do their parents? Men. Oh, they're men. Oh, they're not.
They live with their parents. They are actual adults.
Oh no, that's so much worse.
I know, it's so much worse.
Their parents don't feed them. They're stealing milk and...
Yeah, they're like, we don't want to eat children. Because
oh, true.
That's all their parents eat.
Oh,
yeah.
No, that's the only thing they're being
left
served.
To fend for themselves, yeah. Oh, God.
I guess with that, I kind of understand.
Yeah. And then we've got, so the 15th of December is Forrest Lykier, who is Spoon Licker. I think we know what this one likes. Yep, he steals wooden spoons and he just wants to lick all the remaining food off the spoon. But he's also described as extremely thin due to malnutrition as well. That was like a common description of him. So weird.
They're awful.
Yes, they're so bad. On the 16th of December, we've got the 5th Yule lad, a Potterskevel, is pot scraper.
I knew that was coming. Just from the name, I knew there was something to do with pots.
Yeah, and he steals pots, not pans. He
pots
steals
only.
pots, and he will eat the crusty leftovers off the pot.
Fucking hell! These guys need to. This community needs to invest in some. What is it? Non-stick cookware.
And then, Uska Slecker. Oh, please, if you're Icelandic and I'm pronouncing this right, let me know. And if I'm doing it bad, don't let me know, please. So this stands for bowl scraper. I know. So we've literally got like every part of the kitchen covered, like every fucking thing. So yeah, we've got bowls, pots, pans, spoons as well. But this one's actually really creepy because he hides under the bed and he waits for you to put your bowl down, and just as you put it down, he goes and he just
steals your bowl.
Steals it really quick. Yeah.
Oh, what a little shit!
I know, it's so creepy.
That's very creepy. And then he just licks the bowl.
Yeah, licks the bowl. That's it. And then on the 18th, we've got Hurdaskulfif, who's known as the door slammer.
Okay.
He likes to slam doors. He is the loudest one by far. He usually does this at night just to fucking piss you off. He just does it, wakes everyone up and just like leaves.
So cheeky. No point, just to piss everyone off.
Just an asshole. Then we've got Skier Gobbler. No, he comes on the 19th and doesn't leave until the 1st of January. And he's known as the Skier Gobbler, as he's obsessed with Skier, which is an Icelandic yogurt.
Right.
So, yes, Skier Gobbler.
Okay, so he just is there for the...
He's there for the
froyo. For the yogurt, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, for the froyo, yeah. Okay. The go-gurts.
The go-gurts, yeah.
And now we have Bukna Krike here on the 20th, who is the sausage swiper.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
I know.
I thought it was going to be something to do with books, like he stole your books or something.
He swipes the sausage. And he hides in the rafters and he watches you smoke the meat.
The meat.
So he will watch you literally smoking meat, and then as soon as you move away, he jumps down from the rafters and he takes the sausage off.
These men need to be locked up.
Oh, man. Oh, and then on the 21st, we got Glugagir. Glugagir. Who's known as the window peeper. He's the creepiest one.
Yeah. This just gets worse and worse, really.
Yeah. He looks through your windows, but he's aiming to steal, but he will, like, suss it out first. So he'll be like...
Okay.
You know,
right. Gotcha.
Being a little creep. Then we got Gussafair, or Doorway Sniffer, who comes on the 22nd. And he has an extremely long and large nose with an insane sense of smell that he uses to seek out Luffabrod, which is an Icelandic traditional bread.
Okay.
So I don't know... The translation's always a little bit strange with Doorway Sniffer.
Maybe he's like kind of leans through doorways to sniff out the bread or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or he just loves sniffing actual doorways. Like I was
expecting that. But he's got a real big schnoz on him.
Yeah.
Then on the 23rd, we have Crook, who is Meat Hook. Yeah, a bit scary. He's the one that looks for meat in the house, but he takes the meat with a meat hook that he carries around. Because he's a psychopath.
Not terrifying at all, no.
Not fucking terrifying.
Totally fine.
A fucking known person in the house with a meat hook.
Between him and the door sniffer, it's a bit weird.
I know.
And the window lurker.
And then you look around and there's one under the bed as well.
Stealing your
bowls.
Yeah. Yep.
And then we've got, last but not least, we've got Skatakirsh, or the Candle Stealer, who shows up on the 24th, Christmas Eve. He tends to follow the children around looking to steal their candles so he can eat them. So back in the day, they actually used to make them out of fat.
Oh,
so
okay,
they were edible.
Right.
Yeah,
I was a bit confused as to why.
So they were edible then. And when the children would actually leave their shoes out for them, they would sometimes put a candle out for him as well, and they'd receive an extra gift, so bonus points.
Nice.
So they're the 13 Yule lads, and they're pretty scary ass little family. To be honest, I'd prefer to celebrate this over Santa. Like I think this is absolutely super fun.
So fun, yeah, if not terrifying, but you know.
Yeah, and apparently, so these days, these stories aren't like this really. Like they still, celebrate this in Iceland, but it's way more vanilla.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have...
Yeah.
It's just not... They don't really tell too much of the history. But if you do go to Iceland in winter... There are actually statues everywhere you go. There's also a location near a mountain where you can actually sit in Grila's cauldron. She's got like a big cauldron and people like taking photos of themselves like sitting in there.
Wow. People
dress up like the Yule lads all the time. They're always at like festivals and schools and markets and stuff. And everyone knows all of the Yule lads. It's like something that just everyone knows. But yeah, if we've got any listeners from Iceland, or if you've even been to Iceland and you've seen that, let us know, or even send us some photos, because I think that's so fucking cool. I love that.
It's so awesome hearing like the traditions of other countries, especially around times of like Christmas and that kind of thing,
It's very different in Australia with Christmas, because we're in summer. Like it gets very hot here in summer. So our Christmases are very different. I love the whole idea. I mean, I do love Australian summers, but I've never had like a white Christmas. So it's very like...
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. It's so different. I had my first white Christmas when I was living in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. It was just so like picturesque, because I was living in Calgary. It's very, very cold and very, like, icy, snowy. So you're inside and it's warm And if you don't have a fireplace, you kind of put like the fire. They have a fire channel.
Yeah.
It's like an actual channel.
Really?
Yeah. So
That's
you have the
cool.
fire going, and it's like eggnog and all the kind of like wintry Christmas food.
Yeah.
It's very, very different to an Australian Christmas where you got like swimming, prawns passing out at midday, that kind of thing.
Oh, that's not a thing. People don't drink.
I don't think in the same kind of way. Like,
okay, cool.
I mean, I think
it's like one time of year where like me and my sisters like we're drinking mimosas in the morning.
Well, this is
breakfast.
Exactly. This is the thing. Like, I drink mimosas with my mum every Christmas morning.
Yep, same.
It just is not that kind of vibe. Like, it's a beautiful Christmas. It's like a white Christmas. There's usually snow everywhere because it's winter. So it's like heavy snow, but it's not like bubbly and mimosas in the morning and bubbly every hour until midday, and then ham and prawns, and you're in the sun and you're sweating, and it's not like that. It's quite different. It's just a lot more like angelic almost.
I hope to experience that one day. It's pretty
cool. It's pretty cool. But I think I do kind of appreciate our Australian Christmas a little bit more because it's quite unique. And
it definitely is.
It's just quite drunk as well. So that's fun. But my boyfriend, he was born, he's Slovakian. He was born in Slovakia. And so Eastern Europe, and it's like he comes from quite a like pagan, like Romani type family, and so they have like all these amazing traditions, and the food is very different. Like they always have duck, and they always have like trout. I think it's like some weird Christmas tradition to have trout, and so and because of like the pagan influence, they do have a lot of these characters, growing up with like Baba Yaga, and around Christmas time, like I don't know, it's probably these kinds of characters that he grew up with. It's just amazing how
there's more
Europe
a story behind it, like with Santa, I don't fucking know anything.
No.
I don't care.
We're pretty far removed from all those kinds of...
We never really... I mean, my family were not even religious, so it's like we always had Santa, but we were kids, and then we just kind of... That was it,
Same. The most religious that we got was going to carols at the high school.
We did carols at the Domain a couple of times with family friends. And,
I think I have
school ones too.
Yeah. I always went to Christmas carols at St. Columbus, like the Christmas carols there every year. Yeah,
I did some of my school. I feel weird thinking about singing a Christmas carol at this point in my life.
They're quite strange Christmas carols, like when you really listen to them properly. Like that. Anyway, they're quite religious. Which is fine. If you're into that, it's totally fine. So my story, it's a bit different to yours, just in terms of content. Like amount of content. There isn't too much kind of like paranormal backstory to it, but it's an interesting story nonetheless.
It's hard to find stuff on Christmas.
It is. It was hard to find, like pretty much everything that I speak about is like the only things that I could really find. But it's a really cool story. So
awesome.
I guess, all right, well, I'll start. So, when you think about Christmas, I'm sure some pretty distinct imagery and memories come to your mind. So, what do you think of when you picture like your Christmas?
I think of the food.
Yep.
I think of being with my family, my small family, and then. I guess just being really hot, like we were just saying.
Eating
very food,
hot.
It's always really hot.
Yep.
And yeah, just being around just like a small group of people very close to me, and it's really nice to have us all together in the same place, you
just having a really great time.
Yeah, a whole day of just being together.
Yeah. For me, it's very much like all of that, as well as like Christmas trees and fairy lights and presents and food and bubbly and alcohol and that kind of thing. Christmas movies as well is like the thing
Christmas. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but did you know that for hundreds of years it was actually a Christmas tradition to tell terrifying ghost stories on the night of Christmas Eve?
Oh no.
Yeah, this was a very prominent Christmas tradition. So in the song, it's the most wonderful time of the year. I'm sure you've heard it at some point.
Oh, yeah. I was singing it today, actually.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Fantastic song. Hey!
Yeah, I was singing it to my cats today.
That's adorable. Yeah. Anyway, in the song, there's a quote. There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so the song is referencing an old pastime tradition of telling spooky stories to your family and friends the night before Christmas. Up until about the 1800s, this festive pastime was widely beloved. And when we hit the 1800s, it mostly faded out into your usual kind of like happy, lovely Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
So one of the most famous ever Christmas stories is The Ghost of Christmas Past, which is the story of when Ebenezer, I think that's how you say his name, Ebenezer Scrooge, is visited by a Christmas ghost to offer the man redemption from his grinchy, Christmas-hating ways. And back in the day, this story was very scary before the days of television and like high impact movies.
Day, like the original movie of it. Oh god, it's so.
Oh, it's scary.
The ghosts are so scary.
Oh, it's creepy. It's creepy. Yeah. So imagine back then, it was like very scary story. So even though Christmas is mostly holiday cheer and goodwill for all, there is a very prominent side of Christmas that is dark and devious. Even one of the most well-known characters of our spooky stories, and one that we almost base our whole holiday around, is Saint Nicholas. So Santa, these days, we've mostly forgotten about his origin story, which is on the night of Christmas Eve, Saint Nicholas is actually accompanied by a horde of mischievous and sometimes evil beings that torture little children into being well-behaved. And I think, especially as Australians, we don't really remember that side of the Saint Nick story.
No, not at all.
So, the origin story of Saint Nick is that one night Nicholas was staying at an innkeeper's lodge and he had discovered that another man had murdered 3 children and cut their bodies into little pieces.
Oh.
So this is the origin story of Saint Nick. Nicholas was miraculously able to revive them from the dead because he's like magical Santa, you know.
Magic Santa man.
Magic Santa. And that's where his kind of magic began. And from there, he kind of transformed into like this children-loving guy, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
So aside from Saint Nick, there are plenty of other characters that we can focus on. As you mentioned before, Krampus is one character that most of us have probably heard of at one point or another, but there are plenty more that take the cake for their Grinch-like behaviour at Christmas. So for our special Christmas episode tonight, I'm going to be talking about the cheeky Hans Trapp. Have you ever heard of Hans Trapp before?
Never.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. He's a pretty shit guy. So Hans Trapp is also known as the Christmas boogeyman, or even more scarily, the Christmas Scarecrow.
Oh my!
Yeah, he's a mean dude. He's not a good guy. I was thinking about doing Belsnickel because I'm a massive
The Office.
Yes, I'm a massive Dwight fan, and I just wanted to do it so badly, but I just couldn't pass up Hans Trapp because he's just such a shit guy. So maybe next year I can.
I think you can do the bell. I know. I was like, oh, Belsnickel would be so funny.
Oh god, I was so tempted to do it. I kind of wish I had, but it's okay. Next year, one of us will do.
There's always another Christmas.
Always another Christmas. Yeah. So, the legend of the Christmas Scarecrow originates from the French regions of Alsace, I think it is, or Alsace, I think you pronounce it. Hans Trapp was a human man that lived in the 1400s. He was a rich, powerful, and merciless man who was just feared by the people of his town. He would do anything to destroy any person, to just enhance his social status and wealth, pretty much.
Right.
His thirst for power was so great that he turned to making a deal with the devil to enhance his power. Hearing of this, the Pope himself excommunicated Trapp, after which he was banished from Alsace and his wealth and lands were confiscated due to his godlessness. And this is in times where it was like God was everything. God was involved in everything you did. Very, very godly time.
Yeah.
So not a very good start for Hans Trapp.
Yeah, he sounds
shit. He's shit.
Put him
person.
in the bin already.
Chuck him in the bin. So when Hans Trapp was banished, he really had no other option than to leave his city and live in isolation alone because no one loved him. So when he left, or when he was excommunicated, he had nowhere to go because he didn't have anyone to kind of be like, come stay with me, I'll look after you, because everyone hated him. He was reduced to constructing a makeshift home made from branches in the mountains of Bavaria in Germany.
Oh, sounds cold.
Far away from everything he knew. So cold, alone, living under a bunch of sticks. Here, he continued to brood and stew in his rage, thinking about what these people did to him. And as time went on, his anger and his spite just grew and grew.
Yeah.
Hans began dabbling in the dark arts and satanic biddings while he was still communicating with the devil.
That's not going to make things better.
Nah, it's not. Not at all. So from this, his evil desires and ideas began to fester and grow and take form. And after many, many years of isolation and absolutely no contact with other people, mixed with his fury of what was done to him by his community, Hans Trapp developed a serious and intense hankering for the taste of human flesh.
Oh.
Bum, bum, bum. Once again, we have human flesh.
The magic word.
The magic word. Yeah.
Oh my God, why?
Yeah, he just wanted to eat a person. He wanted to eat someone bad.
Yeah. Sounds like a really good guy.
Oh, he's a top
really
bloke.
good.
He's a top bloke, yeah, for sure.
Oh my God.
He was angry and he was hungry. He was hangry out in those mountains. And his craving grew so strong that he started to scheme and plan for a way to satisfy his craving. He was starving, and those damn people who banished him would make the perfect meal. He decided he would dress himself in old raggedy clothes and stuff himself with straw and hay to be disguised as a scarecrow, and he would wait on quiet, lonely roads for a victim to come along while travelling to the closest town.
No.
Yes,
No.
yes, he did this. This is what he did. He decided to become the Christmas Scarecrow, or as he's also known as the Cannibal Scarecrow.
Wow. Didn't think he could get any worse.
Oh my God, he gets so much worse, Steph. All right. Just wait a second. He gets worse. Yeah, you'll soon find out why he's known as the Cannibal Scarecrow. So, Hans Trapp's very first victim was sadly a little boy aged around 10 years old who had unwittingly and unfortunately come across Hans Trapp's deadly path one day. So, Trapp, still boiling with anger and hunger, watched the boy from a distance, disguised as the Scarecrow. Once the boy was close enough, he charged at him and stabbed the poor little shepherd's boy with a deadly, sharpened stick.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah, he's a dick. This guy's a dick. This, of course, killed the boy, and Hans Trapp happily dragged the body of this poor boy back to his bloody stick lair that he had. Trapp, salivating and shaking by this point just with hunger and desire, sliced the boy into pieces, then salted and roasted him over a hot fire.
Oh.
Yeah.
Salted him, bit of salt bay.
Salty boy, yeah. but before he could eat the boy, he was hit by a divine lightning bolt and was struck down dead. So many people think that God was like, fuck this guy. He's already done enough. He's not going to eat this meal that he's been... So they think it was kind of like a godly, divine lightning bolt that struck him down right before he could taste that meat. So now Hans Trapp is dead, but he's not truly gone.
Oh, God.
It is told that Hans Trapp, still dressed as the Cannibal Scarecrow every Christmas, will go from house to house, drooling in hunger over the beds of all the children, making a judgment call on who should be eaten.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's hungry. If you've been nice, you might just get away, but if you've been naughty, you will not be so lucky, as you'll be feasted upon by the Christmas Cannibal Scarecrow.
Okay. This is like the Scarecrow episode on the Goosebumps.
Oh,
that really fucked me up.
Yeah.
I'm just
gonna have to revisit that one.
Yeah.
Oh, the Goosebumps used to mess me up so badly as a kid. This is before it was even a show. Just reading the books.
Oh, yeah.
Used to give me nightmares.
The books. Yeah.
So, also, the Cannibal Scarecrow, he's also been known to just generally beat children into being nice, which I guess is better than being eaten, but still not fantastic.
Yeah, to a point. Yeah.
To a point, yeah. And, you don't really want to be beating kids.
Yeah.
So, coincidentally, Santa Claus happened to spring up in the same area around the same time as Hans Trapp, being excommunicated from his town. Santa, or Saint Nick... sorry. Santa, or Saint Nick, decided to take on the evil Hans Trapp Scarecrow ghost creature thing as a helper of sorts. One who would not so subtly reinforce the dangers of being naughty. Now, Hans Trapp travels with Santa every year, always reaching for that first bite of flesh he so badly desires and craves. So this is almost like Santa's backup. He is kind of like bullying kids into being nice, otherwise he'll eat them. He's kind of like the backup being like, you better be good for Santa or I'll eat your flesh. Yeah, so pretty nasty.
It's filthy.
It's filthy, yeah. It turns out that while maybe not being a flesh-eating monster, Hans was still a dick of legendary status in real life. We think that this is actually based off a real person.
Oh, right.
Who lived around the same era. So pretty much everyone who knew this guy, his name was like, I actually totally forgot to write it down in my notes. It's like Hans Trapp, I think, is his name.
Okay.
But yeah,
very similar.
Yeah, very, very similar. It's like Hans Trothel or Hans Troth or something like that. But yeah, he was like just as much of a dick as these stories make him out to be. Everyone who knew him hated him. So not only did he refuse to give safe haven to a monastery that once owned his castle that he lived in when they were in, it was like a local battle that was happening, and the monastery and the monks were at risk of being attacked. And they actually once owned the castle that he lived in, and they basically sold it to him for a steal. While this battle was happening, they needed a safe place to go, and he said, nah, you're not coming here. And he actually, he actually built extra fortifications on the property to keep the monastery out.
What an ass.
Yeah, he was an asshole. And then when the local conflict battle thing that was happening, when that reached a head, there was a dam that kind of flowed through his castle and into the town and through the monastery. He dammed that river, which means he put up kind of like a block in the river. He dammed the river that led down to the monastery and the town. So he completely deprived everyone of their water. And he just did this to be an asshole, basically.
Wow.
But yeah, because the monks asked him for help, he was like, nah, and then he blocked off the water.
Fuck everyone.
Yeah, fuck everyone.
The hell?
Yeah.
He's like the most evil person
Very
ever.
evil, yeah. So the monks of the monastery complained and complained again. And then finally, Hans just simply responded with, careful what you wish for, and he unleashed that damned water without any warning at all, completely just flooding the town and the monastery. And this completely just devastated the town economically because it flooded all their crops and all their farmland, and it even killed some people.
Definitely, yeah.
So it was very devastating.
Wow.
And he just did it again to be a dick. Like,
get some friends, man.
Get some friends, get a life. I mean, get a hobby or something.
Yeah, try knitting or something, you know. He needs to. That's insane.
Yeah, pretty cruel. It was even said that he was a robber baron, which is basically a landowner that would tax roads inappropriately and also kidnap innocent people for ransom. By the time the monks contacted the Pope about Hans and everything that he was doing and his evil ways, Hans was excommunicated and sanctioned. And by the time this happened, the townspeople were pretty much a step away from storming the castle themselves with torches and pitchforks. Everyone hated this bloke. So Hans survived the sanctioning, but he did die of natural causes within the walls of his beloved castle less than a decade later. The excommunication was posthumously lifted, which I don't think that's deserved. I don't think he deserved that, which means that like after he died, that status of being excommunicated was lifted. So, but the townspeople didn't fear him any less, basically. The people who actually saw him as a black knight, which meant in those days a spirit that would restlessly wander the forest hills and would haunt those that kind of came across that area. So no matter what type of form Hans Trapp or Hans Troth takes, it seems that he's a pretty bad dude, whether he's eating babies or flooding towns to get what he wants. But it definitely seems like this story of Hans Trapp is based off the true story of like Hans Troth, I think his name is. Yeah, so that's the cannibal Scarecrow for
that is so scary.
Yeah, scary and cannibalistic.
That is so creepy. I want to, like, it sounds like that guy's related. Do they know what castle it was? Like, is that a castle that still exists?
Yeah, there was a name for the castle, but I couldn't pronounce it. So I was like,
okay, yeah.
Just the castle.
Yeah, it'd be cool to like go in a castle like that. It sounds like kind of like Dracula, you know, he's got that like weird evil vibe, trying to keep everyone out.
Oh, for sure. But just like almost worse because he's like purposely flooding the town and
what the fuck? Yeah. And
like fucking with the monks and shit, you know.
What? Yeah, that's so scary. Like, I don't like scarecrows.
I know.
I'll take a clown any day over a scarecrow.
Scarecrows are so scary.
Yeah, they're really creepy.
Have you ever seen the movie Jeepers Creepers?
I have. I didn't think it was really scary because I saw it quite recently.
Oh, okay, so, yeah. And it's quite old, so.
Yeah. Yeah, so I know I've spoken to a lot of people that are absolutely terrified by that movie and they're like haunted by it. And I wish I saw it earlier when it came out, but it was just one of those movies that I just didn't get around to watching. I don't know.
No, I mean, like back in the day, it was very scary. It was pretty like...
Yeah, I watched it like maybe 5 years. I don't even think I watched the whole thing. I think maybe I'll give it a watch again.
There's more. There's like 2 or 3 of them. And I know like the second and the third aren't very good.
Okay, I'll just watch the first one.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
That's a scarecrow, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a scarecrow. It's like a really horrible scarecrow. But
is Children of the Corn a scarecrow, or is that about the kids?
It's about the kids.
That's about the kids. Well, I'm trying to think of another one that I don't know. Yeah, I think they're really scary because they're stuffed with hay, but then I just always see there's like just a rotting body in there.
Oh, it's like a dead person.
Yeah, just like a dead person. Someone's just stashed it in there.
Yeah, and just like at first glance, it just looks like a person, like
absolutely
stretched out.
I was thinking of making one for my big veggie garden because we get a lot of big crows in the yard, but then apparently everyone's like, they don't even work because crows are too smart.
They are pretty smart.
I'm growing corn, like I'm growing in mini cornfields.
Are you actually?
I legitimately, I planted 16 corn kernels and only 12 or 10 came up. So, yeah, they're like as tall as me now.
That's pretty good, though.
Yeah, and one stalk can potentially grow 1 to 2 to 3 corn per stalk. So, and it's gonna be so tall. It's so funny. Like I'm growing things that I just was like, I'm gonna see if I can grow it, and it's working.
Oh my god! And your sunflowers are like amazing as well.
They are so insane, and I'm turning them into sunflower seeds as well. So I've got to wait for them to be completely dead. And then I can take all the seeds off, and then it's like a whole process for it. But that's going to be really fun because we eat sunflower seeds all the time. So
do you? You can eat. That's very satisfying to be able to eat your own garden.
Oh, it's the best thing ever. It's great. I love it.
Cool. Well, that was a great episode.
That was really fun.
Your story was fantastic, Steph.
Thank you. So was yours. That was fun doing Christmas-themed stuff.
I love Christmas.
Guys, if you want to see this video and see us hysterically laughing at the fact that, you know, Jordi's child did giant shit, jump over to Patreon. You can see the video.
You can see the tears streaming from my eyes while I'm laughing.
Yeah, I started crying too. It was pretty full on. But Yeah, that was really fun. That was really good.
Yes.
And I've got to try to get less drunk before I go to sleep.
Yes, otherwise we're going to be spinning. I've had a lot of drinks during this.
Yeah,
and Steph is a lightweight, so...
I'm a lightweight and I'm surrounded by beer bottles.
Yeah, I mean, so if you want to see our drunk faces, join our Patreon. I mean, if you can't afford Patreon, we will be doing kind of like screenshot photo little clip
we'll do a couple of clips here and there.
Yeah, we'll do a few little cute clips for Instagram.
So you can see our special little outfits. Why not?
Yeah, we're adorable right now. We're very cute.
We're very cute.
Yeah,
I'm so red.
Me too. Oh my God.
I was watching my face getting redder and redder.
Oh my God. I get so red drinking. I think I'm allergic to red wine.
I can't drink red wine because I get like that.
Your face.
Yeah.
We're both very pink.
We're very beetroot looking.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we're drunk and adorable. So follow us on social media. Spooky Mountain Podcast. Let us know what you think of our episodes. Leave us a review.
Yeah, leave us a review. That would be amazing. Whatever platform you use, or even just tell your friends that you found a really funny podcast and they talk about really fucking weird stories.
Yeah.
Because that's the best way. A review, but if you can't do the review, absolutely let us, let your friends know, share our socials wherever you are as well. That would be really helpful.
It's all super helpful. Yeah. And we would love you forever. But thank you so much for listening. And an extra thank you so much if you are watching. Yeah. We appreciate your support so much.
Oh, look, the camera's there. Thank you.
All right. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry holidays. Happy holidays. Whatever you celebrate.
Happy holidays. Yep. Happy holidays. Whatever you celebrate. Hope you
have inclusive.
Good time off. And yeah. We'll speak to you next week.
We'll speak to you then. Bye. Ciao. This episode of Spooky Mountain was created and recorded on land of the original custodians, the Gundungurra and Bidjigal people. We pay respects to the past, present and emerging mob. My name is Jordi and I'm a proud Gully woman. Thank you for listening.